You know what breaks my heart? When I see good people working themselves to death and still struggling to pay rent. When I see families one emergency away from financial collapse. And the worst part? Most of them were programmed for poverty before they even had a chance. I'm Rabbi Cohen, and for the past 32 years, I've studied the ancient wealth codes hidden in the Talmud and Kabbalah. I've sat in study rooms with some of the wealthiest Jewish families in the world, and I've counseled over 7,000 people who came to me broke, desperate, and convinced they were cursed. What I discovered is that wealth isn't about how hard you work. It's about what you were taught as a child. And I'm going to be brutally honest with you today. Your mother, with all her love and good intentions, probably programmed 3 specific beliefs into your subconscious mind that are keeping you poor right now. Jewish mothers do the exact opposite. They program their children for wealth from day one. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what those 3 programs are, how to identify them in your own life, and the specific ancient Jewish counter-programs that will reprogram your mind for prosperity. The third one I'm going to share is so powerful that when I first learned it from my grandfather, I saw my income triple in 41 days. But I need you to pay attention, because this isn't motivational fluff. This is spiritual technology that's been tested and proven for over 3,000 years. I grew up in a traditional Jewish home in Brooklyn. My grandfather was a rabbi, his father was a rabbi, and his father before him. Every Friday night, after Shabbat dinner, my grandfather would pull me into his study. The room smelled like old books and candle wax. He would sit me down, look me straight in the eyes, and teach me one principle from the Talmud. One night, I was 14 years old. I told him I wanted to be rich when I grew up. He didn't smile. He didn't pat me on the head. He said something I'll never forget. He said, "Wealth is your birthright, but poverty is a program. And the saddest part is that the people who love you the most are the ones who installed the program." I didn't understand what he meant until years later. I went to university, studied finance, started my first business at 26, and failed miserably. I was working 16-hour days, doing everything the business books told me to do, and I was broke, worse than broke. I was in debt, I was angry, I was confused. I called my grandfather and told him I was giving up. He said, "Come see me tonight." I drove to his house and he asked me 3 questions. "When you were a child, what did your mother say when you asked for something expensive?" I said, "She said we can't afford that." He nodded. "What did she say about rich people?" I remembered. "She said rich people are greedy and they don't care about others." He nodded again. "And what did she say about money?" I felt my stomach drop. "She said money doesn't grow on trees and that we have to work hard for every dollar." My grandfather closed his eyes and recited a line from the Talmud. The words spoken over a child become the ceiling of their life. I need to stop here for a moment. What I'm about to share changed my life, and it's already changing thousands of others. I've put everything into the Jewish Money Code, 3 complete books with all the rituals, prayers, and ancient principles that wealthy Jewish families have protected for generations. This isn't just a video, this is the beginning. If you want the complete system, the link is in the description and pinned in the first comment. That's when everything changed for me. He explained that my mother, who loved me more than anything in the world, had unconsciously programmed me with 3 poverty beliefs that were running in the background of my mind like a virus. And no matter how hard I worked, no matter how many strategies I tried, those programs were sabotaging me. He taught me the 3 Jewish counter-programs that night. I applied them immediately. Within 41 days, I signed my first major client. Within 6 months, I had completely turned my business around. Within 2 years, I had built the kind of wealth I used to think was only for other people. That's when I knew this wasn't just philosophy. This was real. If this message is resonating with you right now, I want you to do something. Go down to the comments right now and write these 3 words. I deserve wealth. Don't just read this and move on. The ancient rabbis taught that declaration activates spiritual forces. Write it in the comments. I deserve wealth. Do it now. I'll wait. I know exactly what you're going through right now. You're working hard. You're doing everything you were told to do. You're being responsible. You're sacrificing. And still, every month is a struggle. You look at your bank account and feel that knot in your stomach. You see other people succeeding, and you wonder what's wrong with you. You tell yourself you're not smart enough, not talented enough, not lucky enough. I know because I've sat across from thousands of people just like you. People who came into my study with tears in their eyes asking me, "Rabbi, why doesn't anything I do work? Why am I stuck?" And every single time when I dig deeper, I find the same 3 programs running in the background. Programs installed by their mothers. Not because their mothers were bad people, because their mothers were programmed the same way by their mothers. This is generational poverty consciousness, and it's passed down like DNA. Let me tell you why the conventional methods you've been trying don't work. First, people tell you to work harder, get another job, hustle more, grind. The problem? Hard work without the right consciousness just makes you exhausted and broke. I've seen people work 3 jobs and still lose their homes. Hard work is not the answer. The Talmud teaches that wealth flows from alignment, not effort. Second, people tell you to save money, cut expenses, stop buying coffee, clip coupons, budget. The problem? Poverty consciousness believes in scarcity. When you operate from scarcity, you attract more scarcity. Jewish families teach abundance consciousness. There's a difference between being wise with money and being afraid of money. Fear repels wealth. Third, people tell you to invest. Learn the stock market. Buy real estate. Start a side hustle. The problem? If you have poverty programming in your subconscious mind, you will unconsciously sabotage every investment. I have to pause here because thousands of you have already downloaded the Jewish Money Code collection, and the messages I'm receiving are incredible. People paying off debt, attracting unexpected money, finally breaking the cycle of poverty. These 3 books contain everything: the rituals, the prayers, the mindset shifts, the daily practices, the complete system. The link is waiting for you in the description. Every day you wait is another day stuck in the same patterns. Now, let me share the most powerful secret. You'll sell at the wrong time. You'll pick the wrong partners. You'll make decisions from fear instead of clarity. I've watched it happen 1,000 times. The Talmud teaches that wealth is spiritual before it's physical. You can't fix a spiritual problem with a physical solution. Here's the lie you've been told your entire life. You've been told that rich people are lucky, that they had connections, that they were born into it, that they're greedy or unethical. This is the biggest lie in modern society, and it keeps good people poor. I've studied wealth for 32 years. I've worked with some of the richest families in the world, and I'm going to tell you the truth. Wealth is a spiritual frequency. It's a consciousness. It's a set of beliefs and programs running in your subconscious mind that either attract or repel money. Jewish families understood this 3,000 years ago. They encoded it into the Talmud. They passed it down generation to generation. And that's why, even when Jewish people were persecuted, exiled, stripped of their possessions, they rebuilt wealth within 1 generation. It wasn't luck. It wasn't connections. It was consciousness. The ancient rabbis discovered that the universe operates on spiritual laws, just like it operates on physical laws. Gravity is a physical law. You can't break it. Abundance is a spiritual law. You can't break it either. You can only align with it or resist it. And here's the part that most people will never learn. Your subconscious mind was programmed between the ages of 0 and 7. Everything your parents said about money became your operating system. If your mother said, "We can't afford that," your subconscious mind created a program that says, "I can't afford things." If she said, "Rich people are greedy," your subconscious created a program that says, "If I become rich, I'll be greedy and bad." If she said, "Money doesn't grow on trees," your subconscious created a program that says, "Money is scarce and hard to get." These programs run automatically. You don't even know they're there, but they control everything. The Talmud teaches, "As a man thinks in his heart, so is he." Your heart is your subconscious mind. Change the programs, change your life. Everything I am teaching you in this video is only the beginning. If you are serious about applying these ancient Jewish wealth principles to your life, I wrote a book called The Ancient Wealth Code. It contains the complete system, all 10 principles that Jewish families have used for 3,000 years to build, protect, and pass down wealth from generation to generation. This is not theory. This is the exact playbook. It is available right now in the description below and pinned in the first comment. Go get your copy today, because knowledge without action is worthless. I've witnessed transformations that most people wouldn't believe. A single mother with 3 kids, working 2 jobs, barely surviving, applied these principles and within 90 days received a job offer that doubled her income. A man in his 50s who had filed for bankruptcy twice applied these principles and within 6 months started a business that's now doing 7 figures a year. A young couple drowning in debt applied these principles and paid off $60,000 in 18 months. Every single one of them followed the exact method I'm about to teach you. They didn't add anything. They didn't skip steps. They trusted the ancient wisdom and did exactly what I told them to do. Now, I'm going to reveal the 3 programs your mother installed and the 3 Jewish counter-programs that will set you free. This is not something I share lightly. This is sacred knowledge that's been guarded for centuries. But we're living in times where people are suffering, and I believe this wisdom needs to be available to anyone who's ready to receive it. You don't need to be Jewish to apply these principles. You just need to be willing to reprogram your mind and align with universal spiritual law. The ancient rabbis spent lifetimes studying these principles. They tested them. They refined them. They documented them in the Talmud and Kabbalah. I'm simply the messenger. But I'm telling you right now, if you apply what I'm about to teach you with a pure heart and clear intention, you will see results. Not because I'm special, because the principles are real. The first program your mother installed is this. She taught you that wanting money is selfish. Every time you asked for something, she made you feel guilty. Do you think money grows on trees? Do you know how hard your father works? You're so spoiled. The message your subconscious received was clear. Wanting things makes you bad. Desiring